Again, with our equipment, the power generators, I have proven experimentally that such equivalent structural links allow transfer of life energy just as effectively as near identical links do. In fact, quite often the equivalent links have decisive advantages over the near identical version, especially when precise definitions of trends are required for the operation. I furnished experimental proof of the above, and priests, shamans, or magicians of the old could have told us the same things thousands and thousands of years ago. Practically all of their work and experience are based on the principle of life energy transfer at any distance and structural linkage. If you connect a desired structure or desired trend with a specific target, such as a person, then there is an influence, so to say, of this trend upon that person, which means the person has inclination towards a specific goal, following this trend or desired action. It works similar to a greenhouse, which offers a specific trend environment, in this case for plants, to bring about specific desired outcomes which are independent from the climatic conditions outside. The envisioned result will manifest provided that the person follows the line of least resistance and provided that there are no significant trends working at the same time, which would deny or block manifestation. You can have the nice climate in the greenhouse and the soil is no good. Good example. Such an interference does also exist whenever the envisioned goal does not match the structure of the target person, when the goal constitutes a wish with a very low chance of manifestation. Look at the success strategies in the user manual for suggestions of how to overcome such interference, or the success strategies on the website hrcti.net. I'm talking about it in the manual. A radionics device establishes non-fleeting structural links, contrary to the brain, which constantly moves around. So it's a prominent characteristic of the structural link that's defined by the radionic device. And similarly, magical objects are doing sigils. Seen with the eyes of the traditional shaman, priest, or magician, a radionics device appears to be a universal magical symbol. It is a simple device which can be used to establish structural links and to hold these structures longer, much longer than our brain could ever do. Plus, it is much more flexible in its potential than any set of magical symbols could do. Therefore, a radionics device certainly is not electronic equipment as we understand it. The potentiometers, variable capacitors, amplifiers, and so on are historically important. They are nothing but elements of this device which allowed you to establish specific settings of the device, settings which I prefer to refer to as rates and not so much as frequencies, because the term frequency in radionics has nothing to do with Hertzian frequencies of the electromagnetic spectrum. Because of potential of serious mixing up these two meanings of frequency, I do not like to use it in connection with radionics. I prefer, as I said, to use the words rate or setting. The term frequency has been chosen by Abrams, as I mentioned in the introduction, who invented radionics, because he used a set of resistors in his original experimentation. Back then, at the beginning of the 20th century, everything was frequency, and he made a pretty logical conclusion for his time. What counts for the success of a radionics operation is not the specific makeup of the device. Paper radionics works, as you know. the specific device which you are using to establish equivalent structural links. What counts is the amount of life energy used for the operation, plus the sophistication, flexibility, and adaptability of the envisioned trend energies. In brief, the success strategies which you are using. It is obvious by now that the power radionics device is a tool to establish equivalent structural links which connect to any desired target, trend, and both. The advantage of the radionics device over the traditional shamanic, religious, or magical methods such as sigils, oils, dolls, incenses, and so on lies in the fact of its near infinite flexibility. Sigils, oils, and so on are designed for one thing and only one thing. The radionics device, on the other hand, can be set up for any purpose. It is universal. And understanding radionics as described here, and after performing the life energy transfer test, I suggest that you examine at your convenience the many theories on the various radionic websites which have been made to explain the workings of radionics. There are a lot of folks claiming to be ex-NASA scientists who come up with the most outlandish theories, most of which in fact are more liabilities of the science of radionics and assets to it. And the NASA connection, it's funny. If you want to get an even better, an even healthier laugh, check out those websites, of course, where you find all the reasons why radionics supposedly doesn't work. If the mindset of such folks had been more pervasive in the past, humankind would not even have learned yet to swing stone axes or to live in caves. Then again, keep in mind that times the wrong assumption will lead to useful new results or technologies faster than would be the correct one. Marconi assumed electromagnetic frequencies following the curvature of the Earth rather than going straight. And the transatlantic wireless communication came faster than it would have we known the truth, because Marconi was actually correct, since those radio waves that he used were reflected by the stratosphere. Therefore, quite often it's good to become acquainted with theories which may seem outlandish and even proven wrong right from the beginning. Look at them closer without necessarily accepting them, and maybe, just maybe, a new technology may come then into your mind. As far as the theories which I'm presenting here, if they are not wrong now or obsolete, they certainly will be viewed obsolete this way at some later time, hopefully as a result of true scientific progress in radionics, not some form of partisanship. And the sooner the better, because this means true progress. To this point in time, my theories proved to be useful, very useful, in developing new basic technologies and new and more effective and more flexible radionic devices.